Hey guys, got another video for you today. We're going to talk about introduction to lighting. So we're going to take a look at different types of lights that we use on the stage, and we're going to talk about their uses and the different parts of them, how they work. If you'll remember, here we've got behind me the electric. It's what hangs above the stage. All these lights are connected to it, and it allows us to give power to these lights and take that power away so that we can brighten or dim those lights. We're going to talk about two different types of lights that we use here on the stage. The first one is this small one here. It's called a Fresnel, F-R-E-S-N-E-L. It's French, that's why it has a silent S there. A Fresnel is a light that is smaller. The thing that makes it a Fresnel, if you look closely here, you can see these grooves in the lens here. That's what makes it a Fresnel. It's because of these grooves. You can see some other types of lights that look a lot like this one, but doesn't have that type of lens in it. And this, it's not a Fresnel, but this one is. A smaller light. Its main purpose is to give a general wash of the stage, meaning that just like turning the lights on in your house, its job is basically just to light everything up. And that's why if you look at our electric back here, almost every single light that we have on here is a Fresnel, because it's the basic lighting source for our stage. So whenever we just need a wash of light on the stage, we're going to use a Fresnel. So make sure you understand what the purpose of a Fresnel is. Okay, the other light we have here on the table is called an ellipsoidal. Yeah, it's a little bit of a tongue twister. Ellipsoidal. E-L-L-I-P-S-O-I-D-A-L. Okay? Ellipsoidal is a much larger light, as you can tell. And the purpose of an ellipsoidal is to highlight or focus on things on the stage. So it's got a couple of lenses in it. That's what makes it really different from our Fresnel over here, is that the ellipsoidal has two lenses in it, which allows us to then focus the light, and that makes it so that it's brighter and more prominent on the stage. And so we really use these when we want something really lit up on the stage, or if we're trying to light up stuff from very, very far away, like we saw up in the catwalks. Most of the lights that we have up in the catwalk is ellipsoidals, okay? So let's talk really quickly and briefly about the different parts of the lights. Now, you can tell that these lights are a little bit different from each other, but in a lot of ways they are very similar. The Fresnel has less things than the ellipsoidal has. So we're going to mainly focus on what the ellipsoidal has and its different parts. And as long as you know the parts of the ellipsoidal, you should know all of the parts of the Fresnel as well. So we're going to start up here at the top. You can see this thing right here. This is what we connect the light to the batten with. It's called a C-clamp, obviously, because it has the shape of a C, okay? So the C-clamp allows us to loosen and then tighten this bolt, connecting the batten right through here. So C-clamp, that's the first piece of the light that you need to know. As we're moving farther down the light, the next thing I want to draw your attention to is this piece right here. This piece right here, this U-shaped metal piece, it allows us to direct the light. It's called the yoke, Y-O-K-E. So it's not Y-O-L-K like a yolk of an egg. It's Y-O-K-E like a yoke that you'd put on a pair of oxen if you're pulling a cart. So just like a yoke on an animal helps to direct the animal, the yoke here on our ellipsoidal helps us to direct the light. So we can move it up, move it down, move it sideways so that it's shining in the spot that we want. Okay, let's move farther down onto the light. We're going to take this piece off right here. Unscrew it here. There we go. This piece right here is called the housing. Now the housing holds our, what what most people would call a light bulb. In technical theater, we don't call it a light bulb, we call it a lamp. You can see that the light bulb or lamp is a lot different than the ones that you have in your house. Got a lot more filaments in there, more tightly wound, and that makes this light a lot brighter. A lot more heat comes from this lamp as well. And so we want to be super careful when we're touching the lamp that we always wear gloves, okay? Now, part of that is because we don't want to burn ourselves. But a bigger and more important reason why we never touch a lamp with our bare hands is because on our bare hands, we have oils. And those oils get on that lamp. And when we touch that lamp with the oils on our hands, even if we've cleaned our hands, we still are secreting oils from our fingertips. You touch that lamp, and what will happen is that oil will heat really, really hot, and it will cause the lamp to bulge in places and can cause it to explode as well. So we never, ever, ever touch a lamp with our bare hands. We always wear gloves, okay? Connected to the housing, remember again, housing is this piece that holds our lamp, okay, holds that light bulb, all right? Connected to that is a cord that ends in a plug. Now this plug is a lot different than the one you have at home. Okay, so you couldn't plug it into your house. This is called a stage pin plug, and it's used mainly on stages, as well as the name stage pin plug. And it allows us to be a little bit more safe in using these high level voltage equipment so we don't light the place on fire. So stage pin plug, which is different again from the Edison plugs that you have in your house, those normal plugs that you plug everything into the wall with, right? So stage pin plug, different than our Edison plugs at home. All right, as we move down on the light, we're gonna move the yoke up here so it's out of our way. You'll see on the middle part of the light, these little pieces here. Well, I'm going to show you a demonstration later on how what these pieces do, but these are called shutters. And what it basically does, it allows us to close off parts of the light so that the light has a different shape. So if we want to just light up something in the auditorium, let's say we want to light up this whiteboard here, but we only want to light up just the whiteboard. So we're going to cut the shape of that light so that it fits the size of that. And that's what we're going to use those shutters for. So you move those shutters around, it cuts the light. You've got 4 of them on all sides of the light, and allows us to take a circular light, make it into a square, an oblong, rectangle, whatever kind of shape we want to. We can't do everything with it. We can't really create a triangle because it's 4 different shutters, so it's got to have 4 sides, but we can cut it to better fit the things that are on the stage using these shutters. All right, and then the last thing I want to show you on the ellipsoidal here, I'm going to turn this sideways to look at it a little bit better, is this piece right here. This piece right here is called the barrel. And if you'll notice, I can move that barrel in and out of the light. What that allows me to do is there's a lens up here, and there's a lens in the barrel, and allows me then to focus that light, taking those 2 lenses and focusing that light much brighter. So the barrel is this bottom section of the light. Now, my next video, I'm going to show you a little bit about different things that we can do with the lights. I'll show you some demonstrations of how the lights work, some things that we can do with them. But I want you to know the basic ideas again. Fresnel light, ellipsoidal light. This one's used as a general wash of the stage. This one to focus on the stage. And then make sure you know the different pieces of the light. The C-clamp, the yoke, the stage pin plug, the housing. Remember, we call light bulbs lamps in technical theater. The shutters, and the barrel down here at the bottom. All right, so that's an introduction into lighting. We're going to get way deeper into it than that, but that's going to give you some of the basic ideas that you need to know.